Out here at Warrensburg, where Sullivan defeated Warrensburg-Latham 42-0. A really nice showing from Sullivan, who's now 4-0, and has had, after a really nice win against Tuscola last week, as a close 6-point win. They get another big blowout like they've had the first 2 weeks of the season. And Nick Frerichs looks really good in the first half. He finishes 8 for 10 on the day, has 221 yards. And 3 touchdowns, including 2 to Joe Jeffers that were just seam routes up the middle that looked really good. I mean, Nick Frerichs, found his reads, and he had open receivers. I mean, that definitely did help. But Jeffers, with his speed, was just able to get into open spaces. And then Alec Ballinger, with the physicality, he has the size. They set up a couple of bubble screens for him, and he also was able to catch them in the middle and had a really nice 51-yard touchdown. But yeah. Basically, Sullivan, the first series, I think they ran 7 of the first 9 times, and that run, they kind of set up the pass, and after they had that first touchdown pass, it just kind of deflated Warrensburg a little bit. You could kind of, they had that push in the first series to where the offensive line was moving the ball. Austin Tucker was able to get some runs, and then after, it seemed like after they got down a couple scores, Warrensburg just kind of, they didn't quite have that same push on the line that they had in the first quarter. And then Chanley Haycoop with a huge 88-yard touchdown. There was a kick return to start the second half. Broke at least 3 or 4 tackles on the way to a huge touchdown run that just puts the game kind of out of reach after. But Chanley Haycoop had a really nice touchdown run to start the second half, and was able to just break the door open, break the door down, and Sullivan was just had multiple people able to score. I mean, talk about Jeffers and Ballinger. Frerichs had a 1-yard run that he rushed in, and then he had Haycoop. So really all around, Sullivan was able to find different options. Even Ty Mosley had a couple catches today, and so you have 3 receivers able to get a couple catches. You had Frerichs and Jake Eaton able to pick up yards on the ground, and really Sullivan looked pretty dominant in all facets between defense, offense, and then the special teams. Getting that return for a touchdown on the kickoff. Warrensburg is kind of a weird season right now. When things are going well, they're really going well. Weeks 2 and 3, they had huge wins against South Fork and Meridian, but weeks 1 and 4, when things kind of start to snowball, it just goes downhill a little bit. And so I think Warrensburg definitely has some wins left in the schedule, and I think 5 is still reasonable, but it's just one of those teams that has to stop the bleeding when a couple of touchdowns, and definitely I know the Cardinals not happy about the performance they put up tonight. But here, Sullivan moves to 4-0. They're 1 win away from being playoff eligible. The first time since 2001 that they'll be playoff eligible. So a big season right now for Sullivan, and you have to think that moving forward, after the week beating Tuscola, last week, and then after this game, Sullivan's put themselves in a really good position atop the CIC so far. So Sullivan wins here at Warrensburg 42-0. Check back at hrpreps.com for all our football coverage here the rest of the season.
It's all in the kids' hands. Kids have done a great job of buying in. Key last week was we had 2 ball games early where our starters didn't play the second half. So the question was, how were they going to do when they, got punched in the nose a little bit by somebody else? And our kids responded last week. Tuscola scored on the second play of the game, and our kids came back and responded. And then in the first half here, Warrensburg took it down, and our kids kept hanging in, and then all of a sudden they'd make a play. And finally, in the second half, we were a lot more consistent. So, I think our kids are buying into the concept of do your job, be disciplined, take care of details, play with a passion, have some fun.